thought he played really well. I watched every snap. I don't know what people would expect from a kid. I said had to go through what he did in training camp and then gets thrown out there, guys that never threw to, and had an offensive line decimated, receivers dropping balls, running backs that were good, like Judkins getting hurt, the centers going down in games, playing in awful weather, rain, snow, cold, wind, you name it, and gutting it out there and getting the job done.
I ain't never lost. Never in my life.
What's good, Never Lost fam? It's your man's BDB. Hey, today we got Mel Kiper out here. He's standing on business. He's still talking Shedeur Sanders, QB1. He is the best choice for the Browns, man. We got Tony Rizzo on the line with him. Hey, they chopping it up and they just saying, hey, Shedeur, we are the last media supporters of Shedeur pushing that he is QB1, man. We are keeping it 100 on what we saw out of him compared to what he had around him, man. I don't know why people continue to give this disingenuous take on his talent and ability and what he was able to do on the field with absolutely nothing around him, man. But we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check out the Riz show. Let's hear Mel Kiper and Riz back and forth. I'll get some commentary in between on what I think, and we're gonna go from there, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We're so close to 500, man. I appreciate all the love. Let's check them out.
Time to go to the Northfield Park hotline. Standing by, he's the guy who invented the draft. Well, draft analysis. ESPN's Mel Kiper. He and I are the last bastion of the Shedeur Sanders fan club. Mel, it's Riz. How are you?
I'm good. Everybody's jumping on that bandwagon, though. They will be soon if they haven't already.
Mel, just Mel, what did you make of? I am known as the apologist because I didn't think the kid got a fair shake. Yeah, he didn't even play with the ones. By the time he had to get in and play, they played him kind of the necessity. He really didn't develop all that well, but he did play 7 games, go 3 and 4. What did you see from Sanders, and what do you expect going forward?
I thought he played really well. I watched every snap. I don't know what people would expect from a kid. I said had to go through what he did in training camp and then gets thrown out there, guys that never threw to, and had an offensive line decimated, receivers dropping balls, running backs that were good, like Judkins getting hurt, the centers going down in games, playing in awful weather, rain, snow, cold, wind, you name it, and gutting it out there and getting the job done and showing. A couple things he showed. Yeah, he makes mistakes, but he also had some drops. He had a ball dropped in the end zone by Judy and being intercepted. So that 3-cut interception game should have been a 1 and 2, not a 3 and 0. So at the end of the day, the way he competed, the arm strength in those weather conditions, didn't have an issue there. And in terms of mobility and athleticism, he showed that. People said he couldn't do that. He held up physically, taking hits, some incredible shots he took. So to me, I don't know what else you would want, considering what he had to go 3 and 4. Could have very easily been 4 and 3. Like I said, when he was on the field with Cam Ward, did you see much difference there? The number 1 pick, and 5th round pick. Did you see much difference? I didn't. Obviously, he's already proven to be better than Dylan Gabriel, who was the 3rd round pick. And is he their quarterback of the future? I think he is. The doubters are going to, and the haters are going to be out there saying he's not. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I got to believe he surpassed expectations by miles, considering what he had to overcome this year.
Hey, and that is the key. That is the key. See, this is the issue. They want you to judge him like a 1st round pick, but they want you to say, hey, why would he have ever gotten 1st team reps if he's a 5th round pick? So are we judging him as a 5th round pick? Because if we're judging him as the 5th round pick like y'all like to do, then he overly exceeded expectations on what he had. The best game as a QB for any rookie in the class by far. That Tennessee game was the best game by any rookie. 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground. That was the best game, over 300 yards passing. That was the best game by any rookie. So if we judge him as a 5th round pick, he blew out the water, the expectation. But if we're judging him as a 1st round, as the 1st round pick that he should have been, then it's like, even still, how could you even do that? Because he didn't get any of the opportunity that he should have gotten. So it's just like, it's a disingenuous argument. They want you to talk about him as if he was the 1st pick, but also throw in your face, man, he obviously he's not that good. He was a 5th round pick. Then your 5th round pick just lit it up. He won you 3 games. I would be ecstatic. Who knew? Yeah, but shit. Again, they want Shedeur out the league by any means, man. But I'm gonna let Mel keep cooking.
roster.
Preach it, Mel. Preach it.
How would you compare Mel Shedeur to behind Mendoza, the other quarterbacks in this draft in 2026?
Well, he's the second. He would be right there. He'd be Shedeur. You know, is as good as that is. Ty Simpson. Would you rather have Ty Simpson or Shedeur Sanders? Okay. Would you rather have Garrett Nussmeier, Shedeur Sanders, or Carson Beck, or Drew Aller, or any of those different guys? Yeah, with Palen Green. I'd rather Shedeur Sanders, and he's already proven what he can do against a terrible situation that he was thrown in.
Yeah, and I hate that I've heard a few people do this, and I think they're losing their damn mind when they basically exclude. Well, everybody knows Mendoza is better than Shedeur. But anybody else in the draft, would Shedeur be better? What the fuck are y'all talking? Mendoza is not better than Shedeur on no level. The stuff that he did in Indiana, all those RPOs, all that, you know, they team was it was very, very well coached. They had all those older players or whatever. If you see him at Cal, he wasn't that good. He was solid. He was a good system player in Indiana. But y'all gonna see when the Raiders draft him, because most likely they are, with that bullshit they got around, he's gonna have a rude fucking awakening. Y'all gonna be looking at him like, just give him some time. He's a rookie. He needs time. It's gonna be all type of excuses because he's gonna look trash, bro. They are overhyped, and he is in no way, shape, or form the first pick of any NFL draft. I promise y'all that. They just don't want to accept the fact that there isn't a good quarterback this draft, or not a first round talent quarterback in this draft. So they about to overdraft the hell out of him, and he's not gonna look nowhere near like a first pick in the draft. I'm gonna let them keep going.
With, like I said, the talent around him, not getting it done, and not being able to get it done at the level you need. So they know what they have to do. They got to address the offensive line, get receivers to catch the football. Obviously, even Fannin at the end of the year got hurt. So you took away the weapon there at the end. So to me, I understand what people say. What they do in this league, I've said this all year. Hate every quarterback comes out. And 8 times out of 10, you'll be proven right. Because nothing will ever be good enough. If you hate all the quarterbacks, maybe you'll get proven wrong by Patrick Mahomes or whatever, right? But you'll say, until Josh Allen wins a Super Bowl, you keep saying he's overrated. Okay? That's what you keep doing. You keep saying, until they win Super Bowls, just keep saying, I told you he wasn't that good. He didn't get the job done in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson still can't get it done in the playoffs. Josh Allen hasn't taken enough Bills to the Super Bowl. So I think that the strategy for any young draft analyst coming up, hate every quarterback comes out of college for the NFL. And 8 times out of 10, you can have an argument throughout your entire career that you were right.
A professional tip from draft analyst Mel Kiper Jr. He is on a roll today, folks. Mel, we're looking at O-linemen here in Cleveland. Do you have a top tackle? And who is Monroe Freeling, who has come out of nowhere now to actually be mocked at 6 for the Browns, the kid from Georgia?
Well, he's got the one thing that the others don't. He's a true tackle. He's a true left tackle prospect because he has all the skills that you wanted. You know, I mean, think about this kid, 6'7.5", 315, tremendous athletic ability. He's still young. He's still developing. He's still got some work to do from that standpoint, but he's got 35 arms. So, yeah, you talk about Spencer Fano with, 32 and an 8. So, at the end of the day, you're talking about arm length being an issue for some of these guys where it's not for Freeling. So, I think that's where, again, that's why he's moving up to the point where you're right. He could be in the mix to be a top 10 pick. Field Yates and I just did a rapid-fire mock. Check out where he went in that rapid-fire mock. He's going to go pretty high. There's no question about that. He could be right up there with the top offensive lineman in this draft. Maui Noah from Miami is a right tackle, projected by a lot to play guard. Fano is projected to guard or center now. Proctor's projected inside to guard by a lot of people. So, yeah, I think as a pure tackle, Caleb Lomu, the other tackle at Utah, is a heck of a left tackle prospect. He's get a little bigger, a little stronger, but his feet, his balance, his technique, his athleticism is outstanding. So some team like the 49ers in the late first round are going to get a really good left tackle in Caleb Lomu.
Mel Kiper Jr. is our guest. Mel, by the way, great job on First Draft. I subscribe to that, and I get it all the time. You guys do a great job on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mel, if you look at this draft, where is it? Where is it good? Where is it bad? I hear there's not a lot of top-end talent, but some good starters to be had.
Yeah, wide receiver is a position where I think the first round's going to get hurt a little bit because teams are going to say, well, we can get one in the second, third, fourth round. So that may affect the Denzel Boston, or Casey Concepcion, people like that a little bit in the late first round. Maybe they wait on those guys and say, hey, yeah, we could take those guys, but we can wait a little bit and still get a good one. I mean, there's guys like Chris Bell got hurt at Louisville on November 22nd. He would have been a first-round pick. Hurt his knee. If you want to medically redshirt him for a year, you're going to get a first-round talent in 2027, but you want to wait a year. So it'll be interesting to see the second round if he comes off the board. Antonio Williams from Clemson had a high grade going into the year. Everything went wrong for Clemson, but he's kind of recovered to the point where he could be in the second round. Nick, I love Chris Brownell, the second out of Tennessee, ran 4.37. Omar Cooper Jr. Indiana's moved up. So that's the position. That's the only position where you can say, boy, there is depth all the way through. Yep.
Yeah, wide receivers is looking deep this year. They're looking deep. I'm interested to see how some of them pan out, especially the top ones. That Mekhi Lemon interview, that was pretty interesting. Maybe I'll do a vid on that, man. Carnell Tate, I know he's fell off a lot of the draft, but well down because of his 40 time. And overall, I'm interested to see where some of these top receivers end up, man. Because if we get to my Lions pick, nah, we can't pick no receiver. But Browns gonna have a chance to get some good receivers for sure.
the spots, you got to be picking the right guy. I mean, there's some interior linemen that can play, but some tackles pushed inside, so that might be okay. There's a couple of underrated guys at that center guard spot, but really outside of wide receiver, every other position is very similar. There's guys there. There's guys that are going to drop, but you got to pick the right one.
Mel, there might be 4 Buckeyes in the top 10 of this draft with Reese and Styles, Tate, Caleb Downs. Who do you think would be best with the Browns?
Well, I think Tate, if he were around at 6. Now, we just did our mock, and he was not there. I just did a little teaser. He was not there at 6 for the Cleveland Browns. But if he is, Tate, Tyson would have been from Arizona State had he been healthy. He's got that hamstring that's been lingering. This is his 3rd injury. He had the knee, then the shoulder, and now this hamstring. He's talented, though. And with the ball in his hands, yards after catch, and was a dynamic return man at Colorado early on, right out of high school, and then he got hurt. Tyson's the guy that I think drops a little bit, maybe into the mid-first, but Tate would be the guy of all those Buckeyes. If he were there for the Cleveland Browns, the one thing that he does that the Browns need, especially with the weather, he's dealt with that at Ohio State, you got to catch the football.
Yeah, Mel, he still has Tate high. After the 40 time and after a lot of analysts have dropped him down on the board, they say he don't have really any elite wide receiver talents. This is what I've been hearing, but they say he does everything pretty well, just nothing really elite. I thought Tate was pretty good at Ohio State. Yeah, it's interesting, man, how the tide changes. But I know a lot of people leak this stuff just to try to get these players that they think is pretty good to the teams that they love, and as they home bases, man. So a lot of times they will spread bullshit narratives just to get them to drop down the draft, man. So it could be all smoke and mirrors. But I'm gonna let them keep going.
And Shedeur and the quarterbacks were plagued by a receiving core that didn't catch the ball enough when it was thrown to them. So again, Tate only had 2 drops over the last 3 years. Precise route runner, great character. Blocks as well. If he were there at 6, you'd have to take him.
Mel, is there a player? I'll ask you about Mendoza. Is he the end-all lock of a prospect, or is this just kind of a weak class for quarterback, and he's number 1 for that reason?
No, I think he'd be number 1. It was just about, say, Arch next year has a great year. Okay. Arch, because of his skill set, would have a higher grade. Okay. But we have to see that happen. Arch was not consistent in terms of accuracy this year. So if he develops next year, then Arch would be superior because he's got incredible talent, obviously, the bloodlines and all that. Dante Moore, superior talent. He's only 20 years old. You see, Wisely went back for another year. He has a great season. Maybe people would say, well, his skill set's a little better. I think, to me, I'm not buying that. I think Mendoza deserves to be where he is. Even next year, it'd be hard-pressed to put anybody ahead of him. And he got another year in Indiana. That's why you can't go year to year, because he's coming out and the other guys are going back. But he's solidly number 1. There's no question about it. To the Raiders, they're lucky they got that number 1 pick. They get a kid who has the talent and has the mindset of his. Like I said, he was going to go to Yale. He's super smart. He's got a little Peyton Manning in him. Yeah. People say, well, he's a Matt Ryan type. I see a little Peyton Manning in this kid. And to me, he checks every box. And he's going to get Raider Nation, get them some happy days ahead. Put it that way.
All right, we're going to end it there. I disagree with the Mendoza take, man. Y'all know my take. If you've been watching my channel, you know my take on Mendoza. I think he's highly overrated. I think he's probably gonna be a decent QB. He can possibly be a starter, but he's gonna be a back half, the bottom 15 as far as the starting quarterbacks in this league, man. I don't think he's gonna have a great. He's gonna have, I think, a steady career, but not really anything that jump off the page. I mean, I want to say maybe like a Phillip Rivers, even though I don't even think he's gonna be that good, but just one of them careers that, like, he's always kind of in the mix. Might have a high year where he's the top of the top in yards or something, but not really. Most of the time, I think he's just gonna be a steady quarterback. Phillip Rivers might be a little bit too high of praise to give him. And I'm not saying arm talent or anything even close to Phillip Rivers. I'm just saying as far as just always just a steady quarterback in the pack, but not really making no noise as far as playoff appearances or championships or anything like that. But yeah, Mel Kiper, Tony Rizzo, man, check it out. The rest of the interview, if y'all want to, is BDB NevaLoss Pod. Y'all have a good one, man.